If you want to buy your first investment property but you have no idea where to start, or even how you analyze a deal to see whether it's actually worth a drive-by or to even purchase it, in today's video we're going to be teaching you guys how to analyze deals to hopefully avoid this so you guys can succeed off of the first deal. Now the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you pick your market wisely. I have tons of videos on my YouTube shorts on how you can do this and see where's the best fit for you to start investing. If you're a beginner, I think the closest you can get is the best way possible if it's in your budget, which also is a huge factor in this. Not to mention if you can also get a loan or private money or partner up with friends on a deal. And the next very important step is obviously your strategy. There are rentals, the BRRRR strategy, and there's obviously a lot of other things that you can do with real estate like commercial. But in this video, I really want to focus on flips just because I think it kind of teaches you the principle and you can always apply it to some of the other strategies that there are out there. We're going to be analyzing deals today on Zillow.com, but you can apply any of these filters on any other sites like Realtor.com. We're going to be looking at a scenario where we're giving down about $30,000, which is 20% of 150K. Typically, most investments, if you're going to get a loan, you're going to need to put 20% down, so that's where I got that number. So starting off, we're in Florida. I'm gonna look at like central North Florida just because that's the market I'm familiar with, and South Florida has just gotten way out of hand. I'm just gonna broaden it out and we'll see what we can get. But we're gonna go ahead and do for sale price. I said we're gonna do about 30,000 down, so that's gonna give us 20% is 150K. This is not including a rehab budget, just by the way. Beds and baths, I'm gonna keep it how it is because it really just fluctuates on the market. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is where it starts getting a little important. On home type, we're gonna go ahead and deselect all. The most important ones, depending on the market that you wanna get into, is houses. You could do multifamilies, but I really find it hard to find them for 150K. You're gonna find like garbage. And you could also do manufactured homes. It's just a whole different market, and personally for beginners, it's just a little bit difficult to get in. So I'm gonna keep that clicked. Now the reason I didn't do townhomes, condos, or apartments, obviously you don't wanna pay for any additional fees, and also too, you don't want anyone kind of limiting what you can do to the place depending on what you need to do to sell. And on more, this is where it starts getting a little more interesting. We're definitely gonna do no HOA. We're gonna go ahead and do listing type, we're gonna show more. I'm gonna get rid of the new construction stuff, and I'm gonna keep foreclosure and auctions. And property status, I'm gonna also unclick coming soon. Square feet, lot size, year built, I'm not gonna touch that. I'm also gonna hide 55 plus communities. Personally, not my cup of tea, and we're gonna go ahead and leave that blank for now, and I'm gonna click apply. So we have all of the filtered options that are awaiting our magical touch to rehab. First rule of thumb, I'm just gonna zoom in just a tad bit here. Jacksonville, for example. We can see that there's a lot of options here for less than 150K. Good thing, bad thing. If all of these houses are already less than 150K, there's not a lot of wiggle room for us to improve the equity of this house. So these markets right here is probably gonna be a little bit of a not so good one. These little outskirt towns right here, we have like one. Now, obviously it's an oddball, and that's exactly what we're looking for because odds are that all the other houses selling around here is gonna be more than 150K, which is our goal. I obviously pre-researched these so I don't have to keep scrolling around, but it does take quite a long time. It took me like an hour, so don't get discouraged. It does take a hot minute. St. Augustine market, clearly, if you've ever been there, touristy town, beach. So as we can see here, there's only one house that's listed for under 150K. So this is like a little oddball in this market, which that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking at roughly 140K plus renovation costs. Honestly, really good, but let's read the description and see what we're working with. We have a 2-1, again, depends on the market. Seems pretty common for St. Augustine since their houses are very old. 888 square feet, a little bit of a smaller house, but great nonetheless if the comps are selling, which we'll get into. Here we have a cozy 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Home is a corner lot, quiet neighborhood, and the property has a new septic system, electrical work, plumbing, vinyl siding, and a durable metal roof, which is awesome because these are most of the things that you're either going to need permits for, and they're the most expensive, so it seems like the old seller already went ahead and did that. And most of the inside work is cosmetic. Looking at these photos, we have gutted kitchen. Everything else, we're looking at trim work, flooring, painting, maybe some drywall texturing. Now, the one key thing that I do notice on this property particularly, if you look at all of these pictures, they all have an AC unit in the window. That probably means that there's no central AC, which is not a good thing. In Florida, everyone lives with AC. However, I do want to see if the comps have central AC because that's what it's really going to come down to. It seems like they already did the hard work for us, which is awesome. We have all this information. We're going to go ahead and kind of like screenshot it in our brain because now we're going to look at some comps. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do sold because we're looking at flips, not at rentals, to see if we can add some potential equity to this. Price, just leave it blank. We want to see how high they're selling for, which hopefully is a lot. Bedrooms, I'm gonna go ahead and narrow it down to 1, which is what our house that we're looking at is, and we want to see comparables to it. I'm gonna go ahead and just change square footage to 1,000 square feet because the one that we're looking at is 890. Obviously, we don't want to comp a 2,000 square foot house to that. We're not gonna touch the other two. Obviously, the year we can't really change, but if the renovation is good enough, and this is probably the most important because we want to see very recent and updated comps. We're going to go ahead and do sold in the last, I'm going to do 30 days for now, or actually I'm going to do 90 days. So zooming in, obviously we were looking at like the whole St. Augustine area. Now the house that we were looking at is right around here, if I'm not mistaken. There is one house right here. So this one sold for $250. We have about 100K in wiggle room. It's also 2-1, a little bit bigger. It seems like a flip actually because these cabinets are like brand new, which is good for us because this is a very good comp actually. Looking at the photos, cute. Definitely looks like something we can accomplish with the house that we're looking at. The one thing I will note is that there is central AC. You can see the vents up here. Scrolling down here, we have a few other comps here. This one's listed for $250, and then we have one here that's $224. Just seeing what these are selling for, I would definitely guesstimate on the safe side $200 to $250 for a resale. So I think that is a great comp to have. You should probably include central AC, and that's definitely going to be like a 5 to 10K cost on the rehab. In the next episode, we're going to be going out and touring one of these houses that I see potential in, so we can actually determine the rehab budget and see how much it's going to cost, because that is a big part of the equation. Obviously, we can't go ahead and determine a full profit value because I really like to see houses in person, especially if it's your first time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed and you thought that this was helpful. And if you have any questions or any advice to other beginner investors, I would love to hear them, including myself. So that way we can all start investing and hopefully get to our goal, which mine is to be financially free and make more videos like this to help you guys be able to accomplish it as well. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!